Hello there, and welcome to Slay the Princess. This is a horror visual novel style game that just released. It does contain some flickering images, so if you get motion sicker, sensitive to flashing lights, or are not a fan of horror games, you might want to click out. Now, let's go. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Why is the princess in the basement of a
You're
cabin?
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Let's see. Viva la revolution. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Have you ever considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to
Because
end.
I'm a demon.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I don't know, take a guess. Oh, I guess I could turn around, though I'm curious
You
about
make
this
your way up
princess.
the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh, the hero speaks too. Wait. If the hero's speaking, and the narrator is speaking, am I neither of them?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Just highlighting. Well, if someone was here to be possessed by a fox, he's picked the perfect day. Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I have hands and claws. I don't need it. We'll come back for it if it's necessary. She's
Door to the
chained up,
basement
isn't she?
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Who said I was gonna kill her?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
She sounds pretty gentle.
Okay.
I do want to interrogate her a little bit, though. Let's be honest.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
You think? Yeah.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell
I don't
me.
know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
Yeah, it
Do
is
you
pretty
really
messed
think
up.
I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
Well, you're probably capable of it.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here.
Yeah.
And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the monarchy, but come on. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating? Or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Yes, it does. How are you alive?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Don't make me regret this, but I'm going to get you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Look! It was your fault for trusting a demon to free her in the first place.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake.
So what if I am?
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see
Look,
the light.
if she's so dangerous,
They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains.
how did they even lock her up in the first place?
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
We're gonna free
You
her.
attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Hey!
The click of a lock slide. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Someone was following us.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Fine.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
There's bars there.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with it as she rips her flesh from her bone. A sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're not killing her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged,
If she's that
self-inflicted
desperate,
wound on
and I would
the princess,
chew off a limb too.
just
Come on.
above the unyielding chain binding her to this you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground.
So she's like
and the
me.
heavy
She's probably not
chains
human.
follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically.
Oh, she's
to the ground.
adorable.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't
If
even
she could have
bothered
done
by
that
what just
earlier,
happened.
then why
Thank
was she
you.
waiting for me?
Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
What are you gonna do about it?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises.
Oh, what's wrong with the hero's arm? What's going on here?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Wait, is she dangerous because she's
No,
a human?
You don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
You'd better kill him.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel. Chapter 2. Wow.
You're on a path in the woods.
Wait!
You're here to slay her.
Oh, you
My
bastard. You're
tricks.
in for it now. I'm onto your
What on earth
tricks.
are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Wait, there's another one of you here now?
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah,
Got
so
my little
all
claw
of the cards
cursor.
are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination
Four of
attempts
us?
you've got.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Can I leave?
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Well, anywhere that's not here. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. Or, like I said, I'm pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn be on our own.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange.
Hey!
This path
Excuse me!
also leads to the cabin.
Do you think?
How
Do you
convenient.
think you could just
If
do
we
that
get
to
back on
me?
track again, maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Holy fuck, I don't like this narrator. Holy shit. Turn around again.
You're
And
really
leave
keen
again.
on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care. I'm leaving.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting... What's going on?
Where
Where
are
are
we?
we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. Hold up.
I can hear her. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There's distant rumbling, sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Dealers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Well, you can take him. I'll step out if you want him. Embrace the thoughts constricting you. Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Return to your destined path, or face
You're
the
on a
consequences.
path in the woods. And at
The
the end
real
of that
Slay the
path
Princess starts
is a
here.
cabin,
You'll know it when you see it.
and you're here to slay her.
Okay, so we're back to chapter 1.
You make your way up. A warning. She will lie.
Yeah. Been there, done that. So, perhaps they're stuck in this visual novel and they can't escape this game world?
The interior of the blade is your
Let's see what happens if we take the
you
blade.
take the blade from the table. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, she sounds different because I
She
took the
sounds
blade. Is that it?
dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi!
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Does she change depending on me?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so coldly beautiful.
She also
Is
looks
she really a
less
threat to the world?
innocent.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Nope. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk.
This
But
one is a little
this
more arrogant.
Isn't talking.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, you have any other ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Well, they locked us
You
in
make your
together
way
again.
back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
I don't like this
The
sassier
knife.
one.
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Why? You gonna let me die again?
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Didn't we cut on the other side of her
You
wrist?
cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone.
Then again,
She
her flesh
pulls
is
the
probably
bleeding
fused to
stub
that
of
thing
her
if she's
arm
been in
through
there for
the iron
years.
gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Watch out!
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive. Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice. You drop the blade, pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where
He's
she
strong.
fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now, adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground.
Excuse me.
Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this.
No, we're gonna die.
I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and
You
you
die.
die.
The tower.
You're on a
Wait, this one's
path
different.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is that you're here to slay her.
But I died. What am I
Assure you
doing
that
here?
You're not dead. And to answer your, if he doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you, right? It's going to. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her.
Oh, so we got
She's
some
just got-
different one. Can we just collect voices?
She is not going to kill you unless you let her.
Let's go.
A warning. She will lie. We
Yes,
might
we
as
know.
well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll be okay.
The interior of the cabin
Wait!
is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Oh, because we died. Let's go take a look at
Walk
it.
up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Well,
Blade
we're leaving
this
this right
time.
there.
Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed.
Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter.
I don't like the smitten guy more than the broken guy, but we kind of killed him when we crashed the
The
world.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel
There's
at
my little ass
ease.
going, yeah, down the stairs.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Ah, she's scaring us.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Let's go.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
Hello, it is I, Fox. Konnichiwa.
The princess towers over you,
Oh,
almost
wow.
glowing in the
Look
weak
at her.
starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows
I think I'm in
around
love.
her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
No.
But the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Now she's become evil.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed.
I think in the
to
previous
destroy
reality she was just fine.
Done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he?
What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
What happened to you after I
Know
died?
the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps.
You know who I am?
A pet.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains.
I'm starting to think I don't have a choice. Sure, if powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
What good is a song if no one's there to remember it?
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
I don't want to go back to the smitten guy.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. Yeah, I can't skip. Can we? Hey, I wonder what happens if we exit. No, I don't want to exit the full game. I am yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Oh, the hands from that scene are here.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't
She
understand.
can detect the narrator.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Oh, she's taking control of the narrator.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
And what if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please don't do this.
I have to. It's over. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good.
Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Yeah, I know, right, mate?
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
I love how she says, I am free, and he says she is loose.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Damn! I need to stop being so easily swayed by beautiful women. You do not take her hand. Something has taken her away. Has left something else in her place. Hey, it's the mirror.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended? Figures the world would end and leave us with all of this nothing.
I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. I don't want to look at us.
We should, though.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. The mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. The name of the... You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're that thing I met in that space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Destroy your body. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always a princess? Or are you just making her a part of you?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I suppose not. This vessel is me, and I am this vessel. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I see, so we have to do the different routes to find her. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay. Let's go.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark. And you die. Chapter 1. The hero and dominant vessel. Bring the tower to her.
You're on a path.
Okay. I think that's good for part 1. I'm gonna leave it there for now and come back with part 2 pretty quickly. Hopefully. Thank you so much for watching, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.